Indian manuscripts. Indian literature dates back to the courts of monarchs over 5,000 years ago in the form of oral poetry, song and verse. The literature of ancient India was based in inquiry into questions about life, death and nature. Even mathematics, astronomy, cosmology and science were keenly inspected. The oral tradition. The body of shared knowledge was passed down from generation to generation in an oral tradition through performance and experience, which is how even people who do not know how to read and write were very well informed about their own culture. Every generation made their additions to the body of work, but no modifications were made to the original texts, simply because it would mean changing the tune of the song. The written tradition. The representation of language in a textual medium dates at around 4000 BC. The long texts gradually began to be recorded on copper plates, birch, palm leaves, and even paper. Sanskrit has no native script because it was spoken in a purely oral society. When it was written, the scripts used by regional scribes were used, and therefore virtually all major writing systems have been used to create Sanskrit manuscripts. One of the oldest bodies of texts in the world are the Vedas that were created between 1500 to 500 BC. Around the 4th century, a grammarian known as Panini wrote a book called Paniyam, which contained 3,959 linguistic rules. This transformed classical Sanskrit into what is called modern Sanskrit. India is said to have the largest collection of manuscripts in the world, written in a variety of languages and scripts like the Grantha, Devanagari, Nandanagari and Telugu scripts and multiple languages. The heritage and the history of India is well documented in these treasures. Palm leaf was the most common form of paper in ancient India. The center rib of a palm front was removed, leaving 2 strips. The strips were pressed flat and trimmed to one size and smoothed down by sandpaper. Scribes would use a sharp instrument to actually carve the writing into the surface of the leaf with a black pigment like carbon black. After the leaf was cleaned, the residue remained in these scratches and made the writing visible. These pages were then bound together by a string. The front and back cover of the manuscript would always be a hard material in order for protection, most often adorned and sometimes even made of precious material like ivory.